Hey, good evening, doctors. Welcome to tonight's program. I'm going to do my webcam here. Share my webcam. Good. You'll see me here late in the office. You guys are here late. You might as well see who I am. My name is Dr. Kronk, and I'm glad that you're here tonight. What I want to do tonight is I'm going to show you a program that I've been that's been in the making for about 5 years now. We put about 300 doctors through this program. This program can significantly assist you with mastering and dominating a niche within the personal injury market. Within the personal injury market is a big market. It's a big, broad market. And a lot of doctors want to be in that market. It's a very lucrative market, very, very good way to earn a lot more money. As a matter of fact, this program, a lot of times I will tell doctors that this can easily, depending on where you are in your career, how long or how far, how long in the tooth, how short in the tooth you are, how much experience you have. For the younger providers, this can double or triple or even greater than that, your lifetime earning income. That's how significant I think this program is. Now, tonight what I'm going to talk about is just showing you this program. This program is designed to allow you to dominate a niche within the personal injury market called the spinal ligament injury market. So for those of you that don't know me, the list that we sent out to, I'm sure just about everybody doctor on this list knows me. As a licensed doctor for 30 years, I treated for over 17 years. I did over 5,000 new patients. I was in the rooms. Let me get this screen out of the way. I was in the rooms over 175,000 times. I delivered over 1 million adjustments. I helped to develop 2 spinal ligament testing companies. I'm the CEO, actually, of the medical spinal ligament testing company called Spinal Kinetics. We're the largest medical company in the market right now. I'm the chief designer of the program that the radiologists for Spinal Kinetics use. I'm also trained more radiologists on these systems than probably anyone in the country. I'm a published spinal ligament injury researcher. I've developed the first online spinal ligament injury training program for doctors. That's what I'm going to show you tonight. And also one for lawyers. I completed a law degree in 2013. That was very valuable for me to have not only to be a doctor of chiropractic, but also a doctor of law. So I'm also going to be the first to bring AI, artificial intelligence, to this area of radiology. Those are just a couple things. Yes, I published research. I'm proud of that. But here's the whole thing, doctors. This is the whole thing of tonight. No doctors have been formally trained how to easily determine the severity and location of a simple spinal ligament injury. And these injuries are the #1 cause of pain and disability in the market today. And so there's a new doctor that is emerging to meet the market need. And this is the easiest niche to expand into, bar none. This is you look at neuropathy, you look at all the various things that come down the line, weight loss and all the various things that come down the line. This is the easiest niche to expand into, bar none. Ligaments. I don't have to give you much of a ligament overview. There's over 220 specialized ligaments. Only 23 of these are discs. So this is the one that gets all the heavy emphasis. But it's not the most important disc or not the most important ligament injury by far. So ligament injuries, when a patient has a ligament injury, the reason why I got into this is I'm very patient oriented. 50% of the patients that actually have this type of an injury, and again, this is going to be informal. I'm going to drink coffee tonight. I work from about 4 in the morning, usually to about 8 at night, usually 5, sometimes 6 days a week. Got a lot of projects that I'm involved with, all in this area, all in the same area, ligament. This is the hottest market there is, bar none. 50% of the patients right here on this piece of research that you see, 50% of the patients that have this type of injury never fully recover. 30% of those have serious problems. This is a major problem in the market today, and the biggest problem with it is typical doctor in the market does not know how to determine the severity and location of this simple ligament injury. And again, they're the #1 cause of pain and disability in the world today. #1 is lumbar spine. #2 is cervical spine or neck. This is actually the, first leading cause, 4th leading cause, 6th leading cause is headaches. It is so, you want a chronic neck pain? You want to build a chronic neck pain clinic? It's incredibly easy to do. You want to build a chronic low back pain, aside from an acute spinal injury clinic? Super easy to do. Want to build the largest your area's headache clinic? Super easy to do. Understanding ligaments allows you to do all of it. Totally. This is out of Medscape, and I'm putting up these slides fast tonight. This isn't an educational process for me to educate you or to go, okay, if I go to Medscape, these are the symptoms that Medscape will tell me is consistent with the ligament condition of the spine. These are the most common symptoms. If you look on this board right now, they're the symptoms that just about every one of your patients comes in with. So I'm going to tell you right now, they come in with and they have a problem, and the thing that's causing the problem is the ligaments. Once you understand this and you know how to look for what I'm saying, it changed my professional career. It changed my confidence. It changed my ability to manage patients. It changed my ability to get patients to comply with my treatment plans, to go with my treatment plans. It changed pretty much everything in my private practice, and that was in 1995. So today, again, I'm not trying to convince anybody here. 9 out of 10 patients who actually are in chronic pain, this is where they go. 9 out of 10 patients never know the primary cause of their problem. We solve that very easily. It's very easy. There's a thing called a spinal instability exam procedure, super easy procedure. It takes less than 3 minutes to do. And you will know exactly where the problem is. Now, I just did a video. I train doctors. I also consult doctors. This is Chris Efemu. And I just want to play a clip where we're just talking. It was a consulting visit that I was doing with him, and we're just talking. He allowed me to record this, talking about, hey, is there anybody in this market? Listen to Chris. Okay, so I don't want to take up a lot of your time because I know you're busy. So what I want to do is I just want to throw some questions at you. Yep. And just kind of go, okay, because I think a lot of times people in this program or people that haven't done this program think of personal injury, and they don't realize there's a niche within the niche. You know, there's this whole idea of personal injury market, but then if you go spinal ligament injury market, like what's your experience been as far as who's in the market? I mean, you know how I say, hey, ask a doctor, how do you determine the severity and location of a simple spinal ligament injury and see what happens? Like you're out there now, you've been out there for a while. Is there really anybody in this market?
Not even close.
And how cool is that to be able to go out and go, hey, you're unique?
You want to hear something really cool?
Yeah.
Oh, so I had dinner with those people from that urgent care.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this?
No, you told me you had. Oh. Go ahead.
Yeah, we had dinner. It went fantastic. As a matter of fact, she sent me 3 patients already, and I'm looking at her email. She sent an email to all her providers, NPs and PAs. That said, sorry, my throat's a little bit.
No, it's okay.
I got so much drainage. It says, hello group, I'm sending this email to introduce blah, 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 blah. He has a large multidisciplinary practice. We have been also referring patients to him. We would like to set up a conference call where we can get them all on the phone so we can talk about services to send BWC and MBAs to Chris. That's to all her.
And how great is that?
Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. We'll see how this works out, right?
Right. So, but the bottom line is there really anybody in this market?
Nobody.
Nobody. It's wide open. Now, how easy is it to go to an attorney, in your own experience, how easy has it been to go to an attorney and go, okay, here's something unique that we have, and talk to attorneys?
Well, like I told you, Jeff, I mean, we talked to attorneys and then we even got invited to their group to do some continuing education for them on spinal ligament injuries, and it was fantastic.
Right.
Pre-lit and litigation attorney, so it was fantastic.
So this is all I have on that. I cut it off right there, but all I wanted to do is just show you. I mean, a week from this Monday, you all that are on tonight, you all that watch this throughout the week, you'll be bombarded with my Facebook ads. And my Facebook ads, you'll start to see a lot more testimonials. Tonight, Sunday night, this is just a quick, I want to show you this program. I want to show you what the cost of this program is. It's insanely cheap right now, only for another week. And so I want you to have, a lot of you have been following me, you know who I am. So I wanted you to have, the ability to actually get this at this rate right now. So, and I'm going to show you this in just a second. I started out like you. I started in clinical practice, right? When I say I did 5,000 new patients, I did them and took their x-rays and do them right on that board right there. I probably do easily 30,000 x-rays on that board right there, looking at, not at first, but eventually looking at ligament injuries. And then I used a company outside. Once we got really sophisticated with it, I used an outside testing company to test for spinal ligament injuries. So this package right here that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show it to you tonight, rather than talk about it, I'm just going to show you what's in it, so you can see what's in it. So, what I say here is, decade of experience gained in hours of video. Within the first 94 minutes of the course, you'll understand what most doctors in the market do not understand. And it's the basic thing that I train doctors to go out to urgent care centers, medical doctors, attorneys, patient groups, you name it. You learn that within the first 94 minutes of this program. So what I want to do next, this course will actually go up to, and it's still insanely low, for $49.97 or $49.99, actually, I think it is, a week from this Monday. A week from this Monday, you'll start to see Facebook ads, and I will never, again, have it as low as I do right now for you. Tonight, I'm going to give you an opportunity where you have this right here. This will be $49.99 actually for 1 year's access to it. Eventually, we may cut it to a 6-month period access or a 3-month period access for that rate. So what the deal is tonight is you have access to it for $9.97 for life, for lifetime. So I've had doctors that started with me 3, 4, 5 years ago that pay $37 a month for access to this program. And they've gotten all the benefits of all the improvements that I've made with it. So what I want to do right now, and let me just look at something once. I want to actually just show you this program. Let me show you what's in it. So let's go. And we're going to go in it. All right, so this is what it would be. This is what it would look like for you, right? You'd actually go, okay, here's the SmartInjuryDoctors training program. So this is part of what you would get. First of all, it would have hey, let's get started. Good, let's get started. How I laid out the program. Join the Facebook group. The Facebook user group are a group of dedicated doctors. It's a private group that are there to apply this program better and to really get into and sophisticated into these ligament injuries. Now, I then open it up to a spinal ligament injury specialist course. This is for you, so that you as a doctor have to be able to do 3 things really well. You got to accurately diagnose these conditions. You got to get really good at treating them. And that means good treatment outcomes. So in this program, I help you through good treatment outcomes by teaching you management procedures that will improve your results. The third thing you got to be able to do is you got to be able to document very simply, but completely and very simply, so the patient has access to any benefits they're entitled to. You have to make the attorney's life easier, the insurer's life easier. You're going to make everybody's life easier. So when I say the first hour and a half, 94 minutes, when you get into mechanism injury, part 1, part 2, you will know what the majority of the doctors do not know. Right now, if I said to you, do you know how to determine the severity and location of a ligament injury? Some of you will immediately say yes, but then if I asked you how and are you doing it every single time, you'll hesitate. Some of you will actually, and I know it's okay, I was the same way. I was a long time ago. If you said, how do you determine the severity and location of a ligament injury? I'd have gave you a blank deer in the headlight eye look. I didn't know. So that's what this starts. And it starts with the imaging workups. How do you determine it? What's inherent in these findings? What are the pressure thresholds of ligaments? You know, what are the imaging guidelines that you're working with? So you understand exactly what guidelines you're working with. And these are short videos. I mean, these are, let's just look at guideline images, 6 minutes. These are short, right? So if we go to the second page, utilization of X-ray findings to determine MRI findings better. Your X-ray findings will dictate and can dictate good prediction on your part of who has a disc herniation and who doesn't. Your algorithm, it'll give you the simple imaging workup example workflow. So now you'll take the whole thing and you put it together into a workflow in your clinic. I think that video is 11 minutes long. The clinical exam. So, it'll take, and then it'll start to show you information like right here. Most doctors today don't know that they're working conservatively with conditions that are the same conditions that cause a pre-authorization for surgical fusions. So that's really good information to know when somebody's trying to say, this isn't really that bad of a condition. We'll go into a little bit of the imaging between digital X-ray and DMX. We'll talk about the chronic pain market. Right now, we'll then get into some management things, initial patient management. How long do these take to heal? We'll go over things then with documentation. How do you handle pre-existing conditions? My law degree was based on pre-existing conditions. Pre-existing conditions are super, super, super easy. We'll go into the science of low impact. Now, these are all things that have been beaten to death. They really haven't. They've been totally beaten to death, and it makes no difference, but it makes a big difference in how you present these things. No insurance adjuster goes to the emergency room to examine the patient to see how badly damaged the car is so they can determine if they're going to total it or not. It's insane that somebody could look at a car and determine how badly the patient is damaged when they couldn't look at a patient and determine how badly damaged the car is. But nobody talks like that. I mean, it's insanely stupid once you think about it. All right, so we get into, things like Colossus. Colossus is really simple. You might have heard there's whole courses on Colossus. Colossus comes down to 5 simple things, and they're super simple. So that's what this portion of the program is for. It's for you, doctor, to be able to diagnose, manage, and then document in a way that makes it really easy for everyone in the market to understand exactly what you become super, super valuable in the market. Now, that's the first part. Second part is the staff training program. All right, so there are significant events that every patient goes through. So what we did is we created a checklist for everything that you're going to do. What you're welcome, your day 1 visit. What are you going to do on the day 1 visit? We're going to go through, what do you do? Your spinal instability exam form, your symptom tracker, your icing, your gaps in care form, your smart injury consultation. So if we take a look at the smart injury consultation, it'll come with a checklist. In that checklist, it'll tell you exactly what you should be checking for. Now, these are the things that if you miss them in the consult, it causes a lot of aggravation later in the claim. These are also the things that will cost you dollars because you'll be missing these things. And so that documentation is missing right from the get-go. What you want to do is you want to build and know and make very easy the whole process. Now, so why staff training? Really simple. It's the largest ROI you can do. It doesn't matter that you know all this stuff clinically. You want to train your staff on exactly what this patient is going to be doing in all of their visits. So in a re-exam, the patient is being told things from the doctor. Your staff is going to want to reinforce that, and they're going to want to be trained in it. It's super, super simple to do and super highly effective to do it, like really effective, because when a patient leaves your adjusting room and they have a question, then you want to be able to, your staff should be able to answer that question. When they can, it's like you're like a well-tuned band and the patients feel it. Now, what should that lead to? That should lead to your ability to get more referrals, more internal injury referrals. A lot of you don't realize that if you have 1,000 patients in your database, just 1,000, you have 110 injury incidents in that database every year. Your staff are talking to the people. They're talking to the patients. So you want to give them things to talk about. You want to be able to make your clinic so unique that they have something to promote. And so that's what this is all about. So let's just take a Smart Injury final release check sheet, right? So we pull it up and we say, understand this is just the transition of injury insurance care to lifetime spine care. Now, doctors, you would have learned in this part of the program that when you're releasing a patient, that's not when you talk to them about supportive care. Matter of fact, you talk to them about supportive care in week 1 in this program. Now, you're not hard selling them. You're starting to teach them about ligament conditions and what ligament conditions really need. And you're telling them the truth and they feel it. So at this point, you're letting them know your recommendations are a minimum 4 times a year for the next 2 years. If they agree, great. If they don't, you're letting them know that, hey, even though they got great results here today with this last 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, doctors, when they leave 3 or 4 months from now, they could start to have the neck pain or the headaches that you treated them for 6 months. Now, if you're not giving them a good rational reason why that could occur, and you're not telling them that's not because your care didn't work, that's exactly what they think. They think your care didn't work. This right here, and again, I'm not trying to explain this program to you. This right here, just this section of the training, 1, will seriously improve your retention. And 2, it'll also improve your referrals and the patients coming back. Even if they don't go with your supportive care procedures and your recommendations, they'll come back in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months when the condition starts to act up again, if it does. So this portion of the program is gold. You wanna train your staff. Absolute gold. You totally want to train your staff. So I set that up. Now, next thing that I set up is I said, all right, great. A lot of doctors don't know how to do well in deposition. So we had 2 nights where I went over the basics of depots and court trials. And then I went over how you apply this program's information that you understand to make this super, super, super simple. I even wrote up an attorney. So a lot of doctors will say, well, my attorneys don't know anything. They don't know the right questions to ask. So give them a question list of what to ask. What to ask you. We wrote it out. You'll sound amazing because this is not hard. This is totally not hard, and it's not rocket science. So that's the attorney Smart Injury Doctors deposition mastery program. Now, it just, again, The more that you understand, the more that your staff understands, and the more you're able to produce, the better the whole clinic does completely. Now, here's where I was in personal injury. I love personal injury. I love personal injury because I love the risk. See, a patient has 50% of the people are never going to fully recover. I wanted to take on that risk. I wanted to be the best doctor in the area, bar none. And that's what I felt I achieved in my area in a suburb of Seattle. Definitely. So the other reason why I loved it, though, is I didn't have to deal with patient finances, and I could do anything I wanted to get the patient well within reason. I mean, I could do as many adjustments as I wanted, as many rehab procedures as I wanted, as many home exercise programs as I wanted, as many nutritional additions that I could do anything that I wanted to actually work with that patient to get the best results I possibly could. And I didn't have to deal again with patient finances. That's what I loved about it. Absolutely loved about it. Is there a dark side of the medical legal side and the bickering and the arguing with attorneys? Yeah, but that's easy. Only the people that love to argue love that aspect. If you don't love to argue, as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you, that's you want to stay out of that area. No, you don't want to stay out of it, like avoid it. When you get really good at testifying, it'll avoid you. When you get really good at testifying, it will avoid you. Now, if you're significant in your testifying, or you're complicated in your testifying, no, you continue to testify. But it's really, really simple. So when I developed this program, there was one component that was missing, and that was a marketing program. Now, just so you know, in this program, you also get a training library. The training library is all the references. So let's just go into the injury library. This is so in the training program itself for the doctors. This is where all the references are that I talk about. It's also where there's additional information on certain topics. But if we go into research, this is, we get into the cost effectiveness, Punjabi, all these various things, and you'll see there's about 7 pages of research articles that are all right here. Legal exhibits to beat a Dalberg-Frye challenge. That's if your attorney needs something. So it really is comprehensive in here. Now, if you wanted to go and evaluation of spinal ligament injuries using computerized, so you pull this up. This is research Spinal Kinetics did. We published it in 2005. It said that you can't see ligament injuries. They have to be evaluated and accurately measured in stress radiology. So every single reference that I refer to in this program is in here. And there's amazingly good references in this particular program, because I'm an objective guy. I'm an objective junkie. Everything that I do, as much as possible, is objective, which means verifiable, which means it's based on research, it's based on a guideline. I'm not out there explaining things when I don't have to. The consensus will actually allow you to look at these things. And, if I'm presenting the AMA guides, if I'm presenting the ICA best practices or X-ray guidelines or Croft treatment guidelines for frequency and duration of treatment, it's simple. It's very simple, and it's very easy to stay really good in the market. Now, recorded webinars and seminars, all that the recorded webinars that I do, whether I do them for Spinal Kinetics, I do them for an outside group, I do them for an inside group, I basically put them all in here. I don't know how many are in here. A lot of them, 7 pages worth of them. Now, this allows you to search for a particular topic, and if you want to present on this topic, it allows you to go out and present on it. All right, so let's get to the marketing program. And when I'm done, I'll let you guys ask any question, you doctors ask any questions. Again, I appreciate your time on a Sunday night of looking at this. All right, so here now is here's the amazing part. Now, none of this marketing works unless you work and you place yourself at becoming unique. Chris Effenmu, who you saw on the video tonight, he's made his center unique. That's why you can go out to urgent care centers, have a dinner, have a lunch, get 3 or 4 referrals coming in, have the medical doctor say that they're going to do meetings now to start referring all their patients into his clinic. That's why you can go out to attorneys and have them say, hey, we'd like you to come in and do some more spinal ligament injury testing. That's why you can go to the state and say, hey, I want to do CLE, continuing legal education. That's how he does it. Now, how would he do that? Well, he would actually go into here, PowerPoints area, and he would see that there is a bunch of PowerPoint programs in here. Now, if you were to do the research and spend the time just putting these PowerPoints together or having somebody put these PowerPoints together, you'd spend way, if you had somebody put these together for you, you'd probably spend a couple thousand right here. All right, they're there for you. Now, that's the PowerPoints, right? Your clinic needs to actually, a lot of clinics don't have anything in the clinic that actually, so you just download this image. They don't have anything in the clinic that shows that they are, they treat ligament patients, right? And that this is significant. So here's posters you can put up. You take these down to Kinko's, you take these down to wherever you want to, whatever print shop you want to. They're 24 by 37 poster, and you put it up in your clinic. Costs about $60 by the time they're nicely framed. Right? You put this up in your clinic. This is what you're, you know, did you know that spinal ligament injuries are the #1 cause of pain and disability in the world today? Want to know why? Too few doctors know how to properly diagnose them. We're not one of those doctors. Don't put your health at risk and don't let your injury go undiagnosed. If you do injure your spine, let us know right away. Time really matters. This is what your team is going to be talking about. So now patients see it in your office. If we go to this portion right here, this is for internal marketing for your clinic. Now, this right here, where it says monthly marketing program. Okay, in the quick start, it says, hey, sign up for the monthly coaching calls. The 3rd Thursday of every month, you have complete access to me as the founder, as the creator of this program, as the doctor that can go out and talk to large attorney firms, small attorney firms, successfully get lots of referrals, gone out to speak to medical groups, successfully get medical referrals, help doctors to do that, taught radiologists, done all the things that you saw in my background that I've done, right? It's very, very easy. So you have a monthly coaching call with me 3rd Thursday of every month included in this program. So those marketing programs are actually recorded and you can see them. I don't recommend that you just look at them for recording. I recommend that you get somebody in your staff that's actually going to be doing your marketing, and yourself and whoever else you want in your staff to be on these calls, right? So you stay excited. When Chris Effenmu went out and he got 3 injury patients by having a dinner with that medical doctor, let's say the case average is $10,000. That was a $30,000 meal for him. Where else are you going to spend? What else are you going to spend all your time doing? You're watching TV. You're not generating that, right? If you're working at the gym, you're not generating that. Now, there's things that you like to do, you want to do, that's fine. But there are also things, if you want to generate a lot of referrals, there's things that you should be doing to generate those referrals. And maybe it would be marketing to medical doctors. Guess what? We got a marketing to medical doctor program in here. Maybe it would be attorney marketing. Guess what? We got an attorney marketing program in here. How about direct patient education? Good, we have a program in here. Market to physicians assistants, we have a program in here. Now, we also have a free reports section. In the free reports section, we're going to go over, let's say that you are talking with attorneys or you're talking with medical doctors, fine. You're going to send them a follow-up, the 3 biggest pitfalls with MRI and spinal ligament injury diagnosis, because you will have talked about in the training program, doctors, you're going to learn MRI is actually not a great test for spinal ligament testing, not for injury, not for injured ligaments. You're going to understand why, right? So now you've got all kinds of follow-up materials. These are written reports. Again, if you wanted to have somebody go out and write these for you, if you wanted to write them for you, you'd probably spend $500 to $1,000. If you wrote them and you wanted them produced and formatted and everything else, you'd spend about $250. There's 4 of them in here. The 5 most common ways. 5 most common ways that spinal soft tissue injury doctors kill your clients' insurance benefits. This talks about how doctors in the market cause attorneys to have a serious problem. Now, everything that I teach, you could talk to an attorney, you could talk to an insurer, you could talk to a medical doctor, you could talk to the state, you could talk to whoever you wanted to, right? It's not based, it has no allegiance to any one group. It only has allegiance to the truth. And that's that's really the beauty of it. So now let's go to, we get into this special video area. All right, so let's go to a special videos area. So we go to the videos. Now in this program, there's easily over 150 videos. All right, so let's just look at, let's look at this one. So you download it, you pull it up. You get the idea of that. Let's see, let me look at another one. I mean, I could pick absolutely any one of these. Let's go, getting on the road to recovery.
If you've suffered a back or neck injury, chances are we have exactly what you need. Top of the line injury care that results in a fast, effective recovery. And the best thing is, it is available to you at little or no out-of-pocket expense. We'll get you back to the things you love quickly without all the stress, worry, and frustration. You'll no longer waste your time and energy worrying about your finances. And by the way, we handle all the complicated, confusing administrative paperwork at no cost to you. Our trained staff removes these barriers to recovery, allowing you to focus on what matters most, your own recovery. Our team is part of an elite group of doctors called SmartInjuryDoctors. Their focus is the accurate diagnosis, treatment, and documentation of spinal ligament injuries. These injuries are the #1 physical cause of chronic pain in the spine. We take these injuries very serious, and so should you. If you or a loved one has injured your spine, call our office today and we will see you the same day. The sooner you call, the sooner we can get you on the road to recovery. Call now.
All with the same theme. So everything has the exact same theme. They're all different. So in this program, you'll see these are called special videos. Then there's a number of all videos for social media site posting. So all in all, so you look at here, these are all, so here, smart injury recommendations, good, it pulls it up. You'll see you have 4 of them. All different formats, a little bit different. So this one is going to talk about, hey, time is everything. But it's going to talk about smart injury recommendations. Smart injury recommendations are something that you get in the staff training program, and they're simple recommendations that are going to improve your results. Now, a patient could call and get those for free, right? You'd email them. You're now in contact with the patient. All right, so when it comes to these videos, there's easily over 125 videos. I think it's closer to 150. If you couldn't produce those for $100, right? But if you did produce them for $100 and there's 120 of them, you got $12,000 worth of videos. Now, what do you do with these videos? You post them to your social media. You post them everywhere. Now let's talk about posting. Next, we'll go to social media posts. Good. You should be posting. See, once you're trained, your staff is trained, you're making your clinic into an injury center, you got to make it known that you're a spinal injury center, right? So now you just download. This is just one of these. There's 5 or 6 or 7 downloads on this particular download. There's 4. You pull these up. Injury recovery from a spinal injury is our specialty. Boom. This one talks about smart injury recommendations. This one talks about headaches. This one, let's go down to these. So let's get out of here. Number 1, spinal ligament injuries are the #1 cause of pain and disability. Graphics, beautiful graphics. Now, one of these is a huge, yeah, okay, let's go condition-based. This one will take longer. There are literally probably 300 of these developed and designed for you to use currently. And we continue to add to this. So if I pull these up, condition-based without complementary, you're going to see there's about 68 posts here. So if I just pull one up, unresolved numbness in the legs caused by ligament damage to the spine. Again, leg pain. All kinds of posts that you would actually use to actually get your clinic known in the area. Now, if a patient's, case average is 5,000 in your clinic or 10,000, I have a lot of clinics that it's 15,000. You don't need a lot. Now, the other thing that I did is we said, all right, some of you should get known about being a ligament injury expert. So we have blog posts and LinkedIn articles that you can repurpose, already written. This is all stuff that I've written about ligament laxity is benign. So you just take it, you change it a little bit, you put it in your post, you put it in you write it up for your LinkedIn areas. And so basically, about everything that you can think of, we already have pre-made here. Now, let's go back to the PowerPoint itself. All right, so here's the deal. The price of this, I didn't even have the price. I didn't even write the price. The price of this is $997. Total price, lifetime access is $997. The internet ads will start on Monday night. A week from this Monday, you'll start to see our internet ads running. We have a lot of internet ads that will run. You'll probably see us stalking you on the internet. At that point, it'll be $499 for 1 year's access. There will never, ever, ever be lifetime. There's too much value here. Part of the reason why we don't have actually, in my estimation, been not as we've offered too much value for the price. So how do you get it? You just go right to the SmartInjuryDoctor.com. So you go to this site right here, and you just hit start immediately. So SmartInjuryDoctor.com, start immediately. And you hit this limited time complete Smart Injury Doctors training program package with lifetime marketing. It's lifetime everything, and you sign up. So that's this program. Now it's Sunday night. All I wanted to do, give you a very impromptu look. I'm going to be continuing to do web changes and all kinds of stuff this week. But what I wanted to do was just say, all right, on a Sunday night, if you've got any questions, I'm going to show you this program. I'm going to show you it's $9.97 right now for lifetime access. It's insane. Even if you didn't use it for the first 6 months, you said, I'm not sure about injury work or whatever, you want to grab this thing. Because in most of the clinics that I deal with and that I consult, one injury patient is worth about 10 non-injury patients. So if you saw 100 injury patients, you're going to generate the same amount of services as if you saw 1,000 non-injury patients. Again, I liked this market. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up for any questions that you have. You would just type them into the question box. You don't actually see, so that's great. So you guys didn't actually see my screen. That I did not know. It says on-air screen showing. So let's get the webcam off. Good. So hopefully you got a chance to see it, or else I'll have to run another one. Stop sharing my webcam. Okay. All right. So one doctor said he was able to see it. It just wasn't clear. All right. So I guess what I'm going to ask you is, and I'll look at it. I'll look at the webinar itself, because I'll have to redo it if you haven't seen it. However, here's what I'm going to tell you. I may not have time this week to actually do another one. So what I would suggest, certification courses in Phoenix. I've never had certification courses in Phoenix. There is a certification course in Phoenix that has that's had some of my materials. Is there a patient education video now? Yes, there is. No, your apology is not necessary. This program is completely separate from the program out in Phoenix. I help teach with Bill, but this is a totally different program than that program. Certification. All right. Any other questions? Now, what I'm going to end with, yeah, okay. My apology. Can you explain the weekly training and accountability you mentioned? Yes. So one of the things that's coming with this program, when you buy into this program. So when I said there's people that started with me 4 or 5 years ago that started at $37 a month. They're still in my program today. They pay $37 a month. So what they've gotten the benefit of is all the things that improve and increase with this program. They get the benefit of that. Now, I will never, ever, ever sell this program again for $9.97, ever. We'll sell it for $49.99 for a while. We may increase it up. I don't have to have all the doctors in the market. I'm after the ones that are really gung-ho, that really want to take this material out and really, really use it. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to elevate the doctor that's in our programs. But that being said, the doctor that signs up for this program, you're with me the whole time, because you're lifetime in this program. So whatever I add to a program doesn't mean I wouldn't have additional things that are outside of programs. We're looking at developing some products outside of these programs, but what it means is anything that's in this program right now, you're constantly getting the updates. continuously getting the updates. And this is a no-brainer once you go out and you start getting into the market. And what I mean by getting in the market is you start asserting yourself as the expert in this particular area of the market. You're going to find there aren't any experts in your area. There aren't any medical experts, and there aren't very few chiropractic experts, if any. So it's a very easy market to get into. Super, super, super easy. And it's super easy to dominate. It's not hard. So that was the purpose of tonight's program, doctors. Again, where you'd want to go is you want to go to the SmartInjuryDoctors page. So we'll go back to the SmartInjuryDoctors page, SmartInjuryDoctors.com page, and you just hit start immediately. On the start immediately, you'll see the complete Smart Injury Doctors training program with lifetime marketing for $9.97. That's the one you want to hit. You want to put your credit card in, and you're in. Now, the doctor asked about a weekly accountability program. I'm going to start a weekly mentor. It's a 12-week mentor program. That's part of the new $5,000 program. That'll start in the next 2 to 4 weeks. And what that is designed to do is that's just designed to give you, okay, great, you have this stuff. Now let me show you how to apply it. Let me get you focused on the application of this. And let me get you focused on what you should be doing now and next. Now, the beauty of that program is 12 weeks, right? Well, as soon as we end, it starts over again. So you can take it continuously if you wanted to, or your marketing person could take it continuously if they wanted to. So it's just, it's the value right now. I'm not gonna spend any more time tonight on the value. The value's off the charts, Just the promotional pieces alone, pushing those out into your social networks. You're gonna get questions. You're gonna get injury patients, totally. So right now, what I would say is go to that offer, go grab the offer, and get started with this program. Don't wait. Don't sit on the fence. Because as of Monday, a week from this Monday, you're probably going to be hit with Facebook ads, and you'll start to see, I'll do a lot more testimonials of what doctors have done in this program and everything else. So if you have an idea that you want to expand further, you're in personal injury, you want to go further, you want to go faster, or you want to get more into personal injury, jump on this program right now. Get to it right now. Doctors, I really appreciate, I'm going to scan to see if there's any more questions. I don't see any more questions. Okay. I don't see any more questions. Doctors, thank you very much for giving me your time, your attention tonight on a Sunday night. I hope I brought something to you. I know that if you get involved with the program, it'll definitely add value to your clinic and to your life. So thank you very much for taking the time tonight to take a look at it. Thank you.